We've been here for about 3 weeks now, I think.
Okay.
So we got in here and gave it. I think it looks a lot better than it did.
Okay. I'm here with Kevin Eckendale, the Liberal candidate for Melbourne Ports in the upcoming federal election, and I've just come to ask him his opinion, his ideas, and his experiences since he's been here on Fitzroy Street as a shop resident. Kevin, how are you, mate?
Good. How are you going?
Excellent.
That's good.
So, first year campaign, so you're hoping to usurp the man that's in the seat at the moment, are you?
That's right. Look, this seat's been held by the Labor Party for more than 100 years, in fact since about Federation. We've got a very steep uphill battle to try and win this seat. The incumbent's been there for more than 15 years, so incumbency always gives you a bit of benefit, so we've got to work extra hard to try and win the hearts and minds of the voters in Melbourne Ports.
Okay, and how long have you been a resident in the area yourself?
I've moved here about nearly 10 years ago, so I
Fantastic.
moved into South Melbourne,
Yep.
loved it there, and also did a bit of a stint in Caulfield North, and currently living in South Bank, so all still in Melbourne Ports area.
Okay. Now, you're aware of the PTV, Vic Roads and Yarra Trams rearrangements of the street here, the new tram stops and the making of Ackland Street into a mall.
Yep.
Can you give me your insight or your input into this?
Absolutely. I've actually spoken to quite a lot of the traders along Fitzroy Street and Ackland Street.
Yep.
A lot of people are very concerned about the options that have been put forward to them. What they've been telling me is that there's been very little consultation in the preparation of these particular plans. Especially up here in Fitzroy Street, they've come over with a plan and said this is consultation, this is what we're going to be putting in the area. A lot of the traders are going to be adversely affected by the changes.
Yes,
now obviously
indeed.
there is a need to ensure that all of the stops in Melbourne and Victoria for trams and trains are DDA compliant, so that people with disabilities can access the new trams that are coming along. But I think there are other options that should be reviewed by PTV. Ackland Street, the options that they came down to was A and B, and just giving the traders an option between A and B is not consultation. There was also an option to remove palm trees in Ackland Street, which I'm very much against. I'd like to see the protection and the conservation of these palm trees in Ackland Street. Now, whether there should be a mall or flow through traffic on Ackland Street, again, should be open to consultation with the traders and residents that access these areas.
Now, you were telling us before of your experience just trying to cross the new Fitzroy Street as it stands now.
It is, and we had a bit of a joke there before. I was getting a bit of a whiplash trying to cross the street. So there's about 3 different bike paths that come down, the 2 tram tracks that come down, and also the road traffic that comes through. So you're constantly looking left and right, making sure that no one's going to hit you or you don't hit anyone if you're going to cross the traffic. It's actually quite dangerous at the moment because a lot of people who aren't familiar with the bike tracks, on one side of the road you've got a 2-way bike track. On this side of the road you've got a 1-way bike track. You've got tram tracks and trams that come through as well, which you need to keep an eye out for. And it's only a matter of time before someone gets seriously injured or killed in this street because it is very dangerous the way that it's been laid out.
You're not aware of the death that happened last week just out the front of your office here?
Well, no, I wasn't aware of that death.
No.
There you go. So
yes, a gentleman fell between the tram and the raised stop.
there you go. So
And that's the second death in Ackland, in Fitzroy Street.
it is a major issue, and obviously there's already 2 deaths, and I wasn't aware of that death, and my condolences to the family of the person that died.
Indeed.
Something needs to be done. The PTV, the local council and the state government need to really look at changing it, making sure there's proper consultation and the safety of all residents and visitors to this area.
No worries. Will you be campaigning on this particular subject at all?
Look, I will be, because it is an issue that will be affecting a lot of residents in Melbourne Ports. It's a lot of people from all parts of Melbourne come down to St Kilda it's been widely known as the playground of Melbourne.
Indeed.
So to not campaign on it, I think, will be negligent because it is a very important issue. Yes, it is a local government and state government issue, but as a potential federal member for this area, I want to make sure that everyone that comes to visit this area and the people that live here are safe and crossing the street is not going to endanger people's lives as such.
Where do you park?
Well, again, it's very hard to find parking around here. It's very hard to find any parking on Fitzroy Street. There's only 15-minute parking lots here. There's lots of permit parking. It's a major issue to find parking anywhere in the city of Port Phillip, really. But also, look, I suppose that encourages more people to use public transport. But at the same time, it's important to provide parking for people that don't have the option of catching public transport. There's lots of traders. In fact, there's a ute out here at the moment. There's people delivering goods, the traders that need to get their goods in and out, tradespeople that still need to use their vehicles. We shouldn't try and make this a place where you can't park to encourage public transport. That's not the way to encourage public transport, by putting barriers in the way of people driving, because people need to drive. There needs to be a good mix of good parking facilities, and there is potential to put a lot more parking facilities on this street.
There are indeed, and we've come up with a few ideas ourselves. It's been great talking to you. We'll keep a track of your campaign, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again on other matters that interest you as much as ourselves.
Indeed. Well, look, there's a lot of issues that I'll be campaigning on in this area, and I'll be sure to keep you informed of everything that's going on.
No worries, Kevin. Thank you.
Nice to talk to you.
Cheers.